So, another good morning. Outdoors, it is raining. In fact, outdoors in the Cheshire Warrington area, it's pretty vile. But inside here, it is dry. I'm not saying it's warm because it's not, but it's dry. And you can see that lovely roller stood there, giving you the clue that yet again, and this is the final day where we continue to add to the roller workout. So I'm giving you a repertoire of 4 days of legs on the roller and 4 days of mat floor work on the roller, with the roller, using the roller. So let me know you're in the room. Good morning, Sarah and Debbie. Great to see you in here. You do need a roller. I'm also using the glute band. So you're needing the roller and the glute band. Once you know that you're ready to roll, you need to have your standing position where you can see the screen really easily. I'm going to stand, I'll get about middle of a mat and have my roller ready and the parallel leg work. You can see my lovely tasteful glute bands. Hello Menna and Jan and Patricia. I'm using the roller and the glute band. This is video 142. It's the fourth part for legs. There's a fourth part obviously for floor work. Morning Diane. You don't have to use the glute band. The glute band is there. I've chosen quite a big one deliberately because I'm wearing it for so many hours. Morning Helen. So if you've got a glute band, by all means use it. Today being the final part of what we do with the continuous use of the roller. So I feel as though I've built a series. You should feel as though there's been a journey you've done where you're making more sense of how to work with the roller and your body. Good morning Ken and Helen. The standing position is parallel, and for those, if you're waiting and just want to get going, then that's grand. Whichever way, make sure that your feet are level with each other. Have some deep breaths in and out. I applaud you for being in the room and not being fed up and wanting to switch off, because outside the weather is appalling. Pull your shoulder blades towards each other whilst you're waiting for the whole world to get going. And just make sure my roller's level. You do need a horizontal roller. And as we wait for people to wander in who are wanting to tune in, giving them the chance, check your feet, level, left to right, right to left, thigh bones parallel, no rolling in at the ankle, no rolling in at the knees. Good morning, Lindsay. And the hands are lined up, my index finger lined up with the outside of my thigh. You're using the roller. On day one, we did the roller in this position. Today, I'm going to visit all the standing squat work, having the roller going across the thigh, behind the sacrum, in front and under the belly button, a new position, and in forwards of you in its vertical position, etc, etc. Now keep this going. As your breath in goes down, keep going and add pressure to the roller. The pressure wants to be the roller pressing gently against the thighs. Now my hands, the palm of my hand and the thigh bone have equal pressure through the roller. Hi Lorna. As you're going down into your squat, you inhale, and as you push out of your squat, you breathe out. Don't worry if you're just wandering in. We'll keep the squats going because we're in the room. Our elbows pull back, the hip hinges backwards, the knees bend and they travel backwards of your toes and stay not over the toes. The knees, if you check your knee joint, just make sure it's happening. Morning Thomas. As you hinge at the hip backwards. Because you've got a glute band on, if indeed you have got a glute band on, then if you pull the thighs slightly wider as you go down, not massively, I'm not asking for big positions, I'm asking for the body to find a connection. The inhaling, the elbows bend, the elbows pull back, the shoulder blades draw down the back, the collarbones are wide open. So we're going to review positions and add positions. I would hate to do the same. Go down this time and stay, everyone. In the downwards phase, check that you've got load through the heel and the outsides of the foot. Can you feel the glute band? And can you feel the roller? You're pressing through the rollers to the thigh bones, making sure we've got symmetry of the pelvis. And we do our first bit of pelvic tilt, spinal mobilisation. The breath out then as your collarbones widen, draw your pelvic floor up and find the lower abdominal fibres to create a pelvic tilt. Breathe into lumbar, breathing out, and let that go. We're going to do it once more. The breath out as you pressing the hands against the roller, against the thigh, finding your pelvic floor or your lower abdominal area. to do that pelvic tilt. You're now going to go down an inch and up an inch, keeping equal push against the roller. The roller doesn't move, and you first of all almost press the hands against the surface of the roller to then feel the roller against both thigh bones, and that's helping to moderate your pelvic stability, resisting it twisting, and therefore making a more accurate repair of stability, mobility muscles. Stay, breathe in. Breathing out then, forwards bend the chest and roll the arms so they're straight and roll the roller. You roll the nose down there, the roller's by the forearms, bend your elbows back, and then pelvic tilt to find yourself all the way back up into stand and collarbones open. Change your position then, take yourself straight into turnout. This is where our roller is going to go behind us. If for some reason the roller behind you isn't a great position because of shoulder impingement, then you need to keep the roller in front of you. So hi Margaret, you might want to keep the roller in front of you. With the roller behind then, it's behind the pelvis and it's lined up on the sacrum. The sacrum is just above your tailbone. You're in a turn-out position, not massively turned out. Heels are together. Inhaling, find your plie. Exhaling, back up. Sitting your bottom back, it's as though you push your roller behind you. You reach your roller behind you by putting your shoulder blades and connecting them as though they're trying to meet each other at the spine. That's the upper back muscles. It'll help you not drop your chest too low. The bendy wendies in our worlds, you know who you are. You tend to just drop the chest in a bit to have a bigger range of movement. Remember the joint angles will always be about 90 degrees maximum on each joint. Should you have any sensation of that type of kind of kinesthetic awareness, whichever way we go down and stay. We're in the turnout. Now the band is coming into its own, because as you go down and up a bit, you're going to stretch that band a bit wider and a bit wider. The demand will land in the side of the thigh, side of the bottom. If it's landing in the sacrum, you've tucked under, and rather than using the outside of the foot outside of the thigh, it would suggest you're almost forcing the bum cheek area. Don't do that, the glute area. You want to make the abductor stretch the band and stretch the band. Okay, we've done enough there. You're going to breathe. Ready for full roll down. So leave the glutes relaxed. Breathe out to pull the chin to the throat. Bend your rib cage in half and start to push the roller up to the ceiling. You're staying in your plie squat. As you roll down, breathe in, breathing out, pull the roller back to the sacrum, and then pelvic curl, returning your spine shape sequentially up to stand. Changing position again. This is the position your roller hasn't been used so far in this roller sequencing that we've been doing. I'm going to put the roller just below my navel, my belly button. With the roller below the navel, hello Rachel Murphy, glad you could bother to join us today. I'm holding the roller now at either end, just as I did when the roller was behind. I'm also very aware of keeping the roller level. You're breathing in and out. Go straight into your squat and stay. In this wide squat, keep the weight to the outsides of your feet, shrink the tum in. When I'm down here, there should be symmetry, horizontal, left to right, right to left, and then I stand up. My roller stays located against the lower belly button area. Your elbows bend, and you're pulling your shoulder blades together. So everything we've done using this roller has targeted alignment of the trunk stabilizers, that's the pelvis to the neck, shoulder stability, keeping a neutral open shoulder, making the tiny muscles work, and trying to chase away all of the kind of upper back stiffness and the kind of misalignment of the shoulder through sitting. It screams. Every time I go into this plie wide squat, the sumo squat, I pull my thighs against the band. So rather than thinking of the move, I feel for the band. We talked yesterday that if you tune into the equipment, you actually get the right connection. So the equipment is there to take your body to where it doesn't otherwise know to go, to find muscles that it otherwise would miss. As the thigh band pushes out sideways, I should land in my squat with the thigh band stretched and the roller on both sides of the thighs equally. This time you're going to go down to stay. Staying down there then, can you feel the roller on both thighs? Breathing in and out, you're going to pick up your left foot's tiptoes and put it back down again. Keep the roller pulling against the navel, and you'll find that the thigh can more or less stay against it as you go from heel to toe and from heel to toe. Now the next time my right heel comes up, I'm going to stay, and now I'm going to come up and down, so I'll end up touching the thighs as I go down and up, and I'm going to switch. So largely staying with a springy activity. The thigh bones pull out wide, you get your weight to the outside of the heel that's down, and the knee that goes up is pulling out wide. You're getting the muscle that leads to the inside of the knee joint that creates stabilisation. And your breathing's lasting, inhaling and exhaling. There's no pain anywhere, but there's a lovely interaction between the quadricep that stabilises the knee and the side bottom that the glute band's tuning into. Your roller is allowing you to keep trunk alignment, shoulder stabilisation. People, this next time, put both heels down, pelvic tilt, and come all the way up. Changing positions now. You will have the roller in front of you. Make sure feet are level still. Make sure the roller's lined up with your navel. Go down into your squat and stand. Down into the squat and stay. Take one arm up in the air and bend sideways, but press down on the roller so that you don't twist, and then come up again. Breathe. Find your squat. Okay, reach your arm. So I should now be tall, and then pull this side bend position over. It's a rib cage bend, and if you use the roller as I described yesterday, by pushing the roller down as though I can ground myself, I take my arm up and I take myself into the bend. All right, and then I come back up. You know, switch sides, go down into squat with symmetry. Take one arm up in the air and exhaling. You need to know I've got reverse image to look at, which sends me completely the wrong direction, because I'm trying to cue myself, but seeing, it doesn't matter, ignore me. All I can tell you is I'm meant to look symmetrical. And down we go. You've centered, arm up, and flexion to the side. And it's the last one. This should get you stabilized through the pelvis. There's no tucking under, and then mobilized through the side rib cage spine, and you're back up. Final position then. You're going to find that squat, and I'm going to change my view for you. Find your squat here, and we'll do your reaching forwards with the roller and reaching backwards. Allow your chest to almost hang. Breathe, and then find yourself pulling the roller till it's flat to the floor, and stand up again. You're not leaning to the roller in such a position that it's vertical here. Inhale, find your squat. Breath out, start to push your arms to take the roller to its edge. Simultaneously send your seat backwards. Now turn and look and drop. So I'm looking to my left and letting my right armpit reach further. I then turn and look the opposite side, and I open this joint here. It's your shoulder armpit area. Then pull your elbows back and come back up. We're going to do that once more because it's lovely. Hi there, Leslie. Find your squat. Breathe. You're in perfect neutral spine. Find the reach of the arms forwards. That's you extending the armpit, the shoulder area from the base of it, and then sit your bottom back. Free up the bump, hollow the abdominals, and allow one armpit to emphasize down as you turn your head in the opposite direction. Come through center, hollow the abdominals, allow the other armpit. Come back through center, bend your elbows, and find your alignment of your spine. Just to give your legs a momentary break before we change again, we're going to use the roll down roller technique. So rolling down roller means bend your elbows and don't let the roller move if it's against your thighs. Exhaling then, you start to push against the roller, against the thighs, rolling as though your legs are pastry, equal pressure either side, or either leg, both legs. Exhaling, pelvic tilt, Reverse the rolling position back up and stand tall. The roller's going to go back, get my hair out of the way, I should tie it up. The roller's now going to help you do squat star. Your roller will be in front of your feet. If I was, I'll show you side view, I'm just concerned that we all get the right position. I would say that my roller is perhaps, 6 inches forwards of my toes. The other way of measuring your position is that your upper arms aren't too far forwards. My elbow feels as though it's pointing to the front of my hip bone, okay? Once you've got there, we're going to use the roller for the squat star position. I'm going to change position again, just so that you've got much more of a side profile. My roller, it's like my feet are just about either side of the width of the roller. Now, if you're tiny, that's different again. Remember, the load should be through the outsides of the foot. Find your squat and use the roller against the ground. So as I come out of the squat, I push down on the roller to help me stand and open the hip. Press through your heels, press through the roller, that's the purpose of it. Down we go, hinging at the hip, the basic squat, that's the amazing squat. Next time as you push up, come up and push one leg to the side. Inhale, pull it back and find your squat. Breathe out, push against the roller and take the other leg to the side. So you've got that tiny bit of a side step. Inhaling down we go with both heels grounded, breath out. Because you're using a glute band, you're actually getting a lot more abductor work going now on the leg that stands still. Inhale, hinge at the hip, bend at the elbow. Exhale, push through the roller and push through the heels on the ground. If this is going to the right area and you're not collapsing by tucking your bottom under, then you'll be going straight into the side bottom, side glute, and it will feel like a powerful action. The best form of knee rehab, knee stabilisation, are all of these moves here that I'm doing, and using the glute band will amplify the area that needs to strengthen. Okay, we're going to do one more before I change. The change is going to be to do one side more than the other, so we're going to a more true star with the diagonal lean. I would say have your feet kind of parallel, and the roller wants to be almost lined up with your big toe. So as I look forwards, I've got my arm just slightly reaching. My feet aren't necessarily too turned out. Find your squat and then find your star. Find the squat, find the star. The roller will allow you to push the ground away with both your foot and the hand. Now, if your roller starts moving all over the place, it would suggest that you've gone to a legs bias action rather than trunk and legs. So Pilates will never be just train your legs. It will always be find your trunk stability, which is this moment here, stay. So in this moment here, you can feel the abductor and the obliques. Inhale, find the squat again, symmetry and single leg connection. Inhaling. It doesn't matter if when you come into your squat, you're narrower. It's more that as you go out of it, you've got this diagonal reach here. Inhale, find your squat. That's your symmetrical moment. Don't drop the chest lower than the top of the roller. Exhale, find your reach. When you're doing this, the leg pushes away and down. It just happens to float up. You're not flinging your foot. You're moving the thigh away from the other thigh. Last time, and stay. Single leg balance then is here, isn't it? The standing leg, feeling lots and lots of glute activity, and then pull the legs together. I dropped the roller because I let go of it. So you have your other side. Work out where that roller relationship is. Remember, if your roller's too far forwards, it's going to undo the kind of alignment that we're trying to create in you. You've got your feet wider than your hips, you're breathing, inhale down, breathe out, pushing against the roller as you diagonal lean, inhale down, press against the roller whilst you push against the standing leg. Breathing. If you need to adjust the roller, do. You're looking for this diagonal line here, aren't you? Where you've got that whole, I'm diagonal, I'm star-like, I just happen to have my hands on a roller. the sitting of the bum backwards really, really matters. So you hinge the bottom backwards, you take your neck, your head, in the same direction as the lean. So some people, when I look at them in the studio, they tend to have got their head doing this. That isn't it. So keeping the spinal alignment from the base of the skull, making sure you squat as you get tired, doesn't allow the knees to go forwards of the toes. And also not dropping the chest, still hinging at the hip. Ground yourself with the hand and the roller. Inhaling down, I'm getting fatigued. Breath out and push. You have one more. Push and stay. Breathe. Reach, 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 reach. And let that go. Okay, your final movement pattern to release you off, because your glutes have worked really quite hard in this. Take yourself onto your kneeling position. Big breath in, and then exhale. Let your bottom stretch. It's as though you're opening all the fibres from the back of the thigh through the tailbone. Rock and roll a little bit until you feel the blood flow return back to your seated area. And then from there, tuck your toes under your feet. Big breath in. Exhale. Lift your bottom up and then push your heels down. If you need the roll to come under you a bit more, do so. But now you're in a stretch for the very area that you've just amplified and exposed. Keep that stretch. Breathing in and out. Armpits, shoulders. Bend your knees. Roll the roller to you. Just pull it up towards your thighs. And then breath out to find yourself up to stand. You're going to finish off with the rotation. So you've just mobilised the spine. You've got rid of all of the real tension going on in your body. For the rotation, it's another wide leg position. This is the final part of the workout. So your roller will either line up with the heel. I need to turn it so you can see the grey side. So either you're going to line up with the inside of the heel, or it's going to line up with the big toe. Once again, it's just far enough forwards to give you the chance to not be restricted in your movement. We need some rotation going on. Find that squat again that's now more of a flat back. Take your hand, press down on the roller, and then turn the head and the shoulders. The other hand can push onto the roller once it gets there, and then open out again. Breath out. I press down on the roller as I turn my head. I can feel the ribcage rotation, pelvic position doesn't change, and I come back again. It's as though you're trying to wring out your waist. Press down on the roller and come back. You can try it with your roller nearer to you. What matters is it's a shoulder rotation, not a hip rotation. So breathing out, the elbow bends. You know you're doing it because the last 2 or 3 ribs get that squeeze, and your facet joints in this moment are articulating. They're sliding in a beautiful way, spiraling, and you come up. Ready for the other side. Remember, the roller is either lined up with your big toe or the inside of the heel. The stiffer you are, the more likely you are to have it to the heel. The more mobile you are, you would have it probably like level with the big toe. Press down with your hand on the roller, ground your heels. Start with the head, turn, and pull one hand to the roller, inhale and open again. Imagine a spiral from the neck all the way through the shoulder carriage, which is mid-thoracic, not the waist, and opening out again. This is a crucial sensation for spinal kind of mobilising health. When we're sat at our screens so much, I can't emphasise enough how much you need to allow these rotational muscles to get involved. It's giving you space back to the spine and stopping the locking up of the spine. Stay where you are. Put the roller here again, and to make sure we chase away any asymmetry, just showing the grey part of the roll to make sure you can see more clearly. You're simply going to exhale and nod the chin, roll, bending the rib cage down. Roll your hands all the way down. The roller rolls with the legs, you get a beautiful stretch. To breathe out again, pull the roller up to above the knee, and then with your elbows bent, bring your spine shape up, and then take that roller as though it's a huge weight and push it to the sky. Pull your shoulders away from the ground, but push your heels to the ground, don't lock out the legs. Do several breaths. Imagine you can literally lift the sky away from the ground, but then push with your heels your ground away from the sky. You're expanding your body to occupy as much space as possible, and then relax and let that be. There you go. So that concludes part 4 of legs. We've done 4 of 4 this week for the legs, and they actually follow a pattern of progression. Every position becoming built on the previous position. Some positions you won't be fit for just yet, so you go back to one of the positions that you know works for you. Apart from that then, I've got the other part of the floor work to do. So if you're going to tune in the next 5 minutes, at 10 AM we will take you through the final floor work with the roller and with the band. So have your roller and your head pad ready if you're going to do the next video. So goodbye for now.